What is up, Misfits and Moonbasers? It's your boy Ray Recall coming at you with another video review, and today we're going to be looking at something that I've wanted to review for quite some time, and I actually did review this already, but I guess that footage got deleted or didn't upload properly. Regardless, here we go once again on my own with the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, Earthrise, Deluxe Class, Wheeljack. Yes, it's another Wheeljack review. Um, yeah, so this is the Earthrise Wheeljack. And I gotta say, I was on the fence about getting this figure at first because I already have the Masterpiece Wheeljack, and I really, really like that figure a hell of a lot. However, having looked at some images of it, having looked at it, whenever I had it in the box in my hand, looking at it, and even looking at just some of the engineering and whatnot, honestly, if I have a bazillion shockwaves, sup, then why not have a few Wheeljacks, So, this is the Transformers Earthrise Wheeljack, and I love it. So, anyway, that's the review, so thank you. I'll see you later. I'm just kidding. So, yeah, here we have him in his robot mode, and yeah, he is really cool. I don't know how well you can see all these decals in there, but if you can pause, he has got a ton of little Easter egg decals and sponsors and stuff like that on his race car mode. And I could be wrong, but I think they're the exact same on the other side. Yeah, it looks like they're the same on the other side, but still, pretty nice that they actually have so many tamper-graphed details. Rims are painted in this nice salmony color, which is different from the red that's along the top, but it's okay. The white is actually a kind of a faded off-white. I'm not sure how well you can tell, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see on camera. But this is actually kind of like almost like fake yellow, like how old plastic yellows over time. It's kind of like that, but it's done intentionally, which is nice. Gives it a kind of faux antique look, and it makes him stand out a little bit more too, because Wheeljack has, based off of what he does, I'm guessing he doesn't have a squeaky, perfectly clean paint job. So, but anyway, it's got 4 rolling wheels. They do roll, I say, as it doesn't roll. There we go. Well, my base isn't even, so whatever. Nice kind of windshield, wraparound windshield. That's actually is a clear plastic that's just really dark tint. So it does have that nice little effect that if you look in there, you can almost kind of see stuff in there, even though there's nothing in there. And of course, it does have siege ports. 2 of them right here, so you can have them going at high speed, hauling ass. Let me see if I can get the blast effects from, give me a second. Here we go. Heat stroke and Heartburn's blast effects. And as you can see, he looks like he's hauling ass. So yeah, his vehicle mode is pretty cool, very G1 accurate and all that. And now he does come with an accessory. He does come with his little shoulder missile launcher thing, and does have a blast effect port in the back. Has a little tab right here, as well as a 5mm post right there. And weapon storage is pretty simple, if you want to do it that way, or if you want a more discreet look, put it in the back, like so. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Size comparison wise, here he is with Siege Ratchet. So you can see he is quite wide, pretty decently in length. However, he's a pancake compared to Ratchet, so there's that. Anyway, moving right along, let's go ahead and get into transformations, shall we? So, first thing you're going to want to do is come to these sides and untab them. There is a tab that goes into a slot right there. Bring these out to the side. And then on this double hinge, you're going to want to wiggle these out. There's a tab right there that'll go into that slot right here. So just wiggle those out, get those off to the side for now. Take his head, rotate it out, it clicks into place like so. And then rotate at the waist. You want to make sure you do this because that way it'll free up this hinge right here. What you want to do is you want to come and untab the windshield section. It tabs in to those two slots right there. And take the same tabs that tapped into these slots and put them into these screw holes right there. And that'll tab all that into place. Next you want to split the legs, and the legs do something a little funky, so you want to just kind of gently rock them out right here on a double hinge. While you're doing that, you want to take this and rotate it down and then tab it together right in there. So see that tab goes into that slot right there. And then to straighten it out, since it doesn't tab in super securely, I just bend the knee and that gives it the correct angle. Take the foot and just angle it like so. It is on a double hinge, so if you can extend it up like that, but it should be flush like so. Also, you can pop out the ankle tilt as well if you want at this point. Then just go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Pop out that ankle tilt. And then you want to rotate the arms right here so that the elbow is oriented properly. Rotate the wrist. And then do the same thing for the other side. And finally take his little wings and rotate them out. There is a natural stopping point at this rotation, so there you go. And now you have Wheeljack in his robot mode. Oh my god, he looks amazing. I absolutely love him and his little slinky face with his big old feet, long arms. Honestly, he kind of reminds me proportionately of me in a way. Maybe that's why I like him. Nah, it's because he's a mad scientist that blows up everything. So, yeah, this is Wheeljack. Let's get a good look at his head sculpt real quick. Really love that head sculpt. It's the same thing with, it's like the same thing with Siege Shockwave, you know. It's very much a small scale masterpiece in a way. Much simpler, a bit simpler on the engineering, a lot less convoluted junk, and for a much more reasonable price point, obviously a retail price point. But he is basically a micro masterpiece. So I'm absolutely adore him. I love the face sculpt, the blue eyes, slinky face that wraps all the way around his head, little antenna, ears. They actually painted in the wings, the underside of the wings silver. Big old feet. The back, super clean backpack, like there is no backpack. So really appreciate that too. And of course he does come with his one weapon. You can have him hold it like so if you want, but that just looks ridiculous and not right. So of course you can take that tab and tab it into the slot right up here. And there you have his shoulder cannon. Honestly, I wish they would have just gotten rid of this peg, but then again, it wouldn't have any place to store in vehicle mode, so take what you can get. And now that is technically the only accessory he gets. You can, if you want, since he is, you know, he's got the ports, ports all over the place. He's technically weaponizer compatible, but here's another interesting thing. These wings are actually on 5mm posts, so you actually have more weapon ports underneath the wings too. Not really sure what you can do with the wings while you have weapons. Maybe you can put them on the back of his legs or something like that, but honestly, I like Wheeljack with his wings, so I keep him on there. Now, as far as weapons go, he does come with his one weapon. However, he doesn't come with anything else, so he does kind of look like he's just standing there. So what I like to do is I like to take the wrench that we got from Ratchet and just pop it in his hand. And honestly, I don't know if there's anything more dangerous than Wheeljack with a wrench in. He's gonna science you up some BS that's gonna blow up. But yeah, so there's that. Oh, almost forgot about the articulation. His head is on a ball joint. You can get a little bit of wiggle waggle, but he looks up and down, side to side. He can't technically do a full 360. His little ears don't get in the way. He does have a position, a hinge right here at his shoulder, although the shoulder proper is right here. It is a hinge joint that you can do, well, you almost can do a full 360. There is a little bit of backpack that gets in the way. He does have a bicep rotation that goes out only about that far, and in only about that so far, so it's about 180 degrees. 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Wrists are on a full rotation, full waist rotation. Legs can go forward that far, back that far. I really like what they did with the waist or the hips. Full spread. Knees can do about 90-degree bend. There is a ridiculously deep ankle pivot. And the toes can bend forward that far and bend back all the way. So he does have a very decent amount of articulation to him, and I appreciate that. And he looks pretty good. And for size comparison, here he is next to Siege Ratchet. Now, Ratchet is a standard deluxe class size, so as you can see, Wheeljack is a little bit on the short side. Who else do I have? Like, I mean, if you compare him to Titan's Return Scourge, like, he is on the short side. He's not farther back or anything like that. He's just that short. So that could be a bit of a instance of, you know, maybe make you not want to buy this toy because he is a bit smaller than regular Deluxe. I know that's half the reason why I'm not going in on Earthrise Cliff Jumper, the other half being the fact that his backpack parts forms. Now, I mean, I know there is a fix for that. There is a part that'll actually make it so that Earthrise Cliff Jumper's backpack, you know, can be integrated into the full transformation, so he's not a parts former. But again, he's even smaller than Wheeljack. Like, he's about like this tall for a deluxe class price point, when honestly he should have been a Legends class price point or something like that, you know. Maybe not a Legends class, but you get what I'm saying. He is a little bit smaller in the deluxe range. I personally absolutely love this guy. And as far as a figure itself goes, he's a very decent figure. He's got no major issues that I was able to find. The only ones being that you have to be kind of careful whenever you're transforming the legs, because sometimes these little bits of the front of the windshield will pop off, but it is on like a little soft peg, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Also, the fact that he doesn't have any handheld weapons, it's just a little rocket launcher, is a little bit disappointing. However, I have a Ratchet, so I just give him some weapons from that, like either the wrench or the little laser scalpel. If you don't have a Ratchet, I can see how you know, you might not want to, but then again, you can always get a Battle Master for him. There's options, and options are good, and he is a very versatile figure. So I personally would recommend him if you can pick him up. You can pick him. I picked up mine at retail. You can always get yours online. But in my personal opinion, he is a very, very good figure to have, and he goes well with some of the other Wheeljacks that I have as well. You know, of course, he looks perfect next to Masterpiece or he displays perfectly with Masterpiece. Wheeljack, he looks like Masterpiece's little baby brother or something like that. But I also have a Prime Wheeljack, and all three of them look good together, so there is that. So anyway, that about does it for Earthrise Wheeljack. Oh yeah, almost forgot, he also comes with a piece of the galaxy map in his box, as well as a little red decoder sheet, so. But anyway, that'll about wrap it up for Earthrise Wheeljack. He's a good figure. For the price, I'd say he's worth the buy. Yeah, I mean, I personally like him. I would recommend him. So, anyway, I think that about does it for the video. So this has been the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise Deluxe Class Wheeljack. I have been Ray Recall. Y'all have been awesome, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video review. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you there. Peace.